Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn medicine. Today, Anoxia, and after we've done it, we're gonna do backstretching. And if you participate in the backstretching, then it's at your own risk. And this is about disease. And we're talking also about internal anatomy, and this is in no way a medical advice. And this is more intended for people who want to learn just about diseases and not actually look if they or someone they know has it. Now, the first thing, anoxia, it is not anorexia. Anorexia, that is the eating disorder. This is anoxia. Anoxia. That is an insufficient supply of oxygen to the tissues of the body. Anoxia. Anoxia. That is insufficient supply of oxygen to the body. In anemic anoxia, the reduction in the supply of oxygen to the tissues is caused by deficiencies in the constituents of blood. There may be a shortage of red oxygen-carrying blood cells or fault in the chemical makeup of hemoglobin. Okay, the red oxygen-carrying blood cells, they are maybe too little of them, and there can be a fault in the building process of the hemoglobin. I think the hemoglobin are these red oxygen-carrying blood cells. Sometimes anoxia is said to be stagnant, in which case it is the result of general or localized slowing, stagnation of circulating blood. Okay, in the case that anoxia is stagnant, then it is the result of localized slowing of circulating blood. Stagnant anoxia may be caused by problems such as heart failure, shock, a blockage of a blood vessel and thrombosis, or spasm of the muscular wall of the blood vessel. Okay, anoxia seems to be not by itself a disease, but something which can happen alongside or through other things, like heart failure, heart shock, or blockage of a blood vessel thrombosis, or spasm of the muscular wall of a blood vessel. Deficiencies in the respiratory system may also cause anoxia, and in this case the condition is known as anoxic anoxia. Okay, anoxic anoxia, that is when it's caused through the respiratory system, the insufficient supply of oxygen to the tissues of the body, anoxia. And it can be also stagnant when it is the result of general localized slowing of circulating blood. Don't really know how it plays out. Sufferers from chronic bronchitis, for example, often have a degree of anoxia because the amount of lung tissue available for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide during breathing is reduced. That is interesting. Okay. The amount of lung tissue available for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide during breathing is reduced by people with bronchitis. Logically, people who are sick must have less oxygen supply. Does it have any secondary causes onto the body that the oxygen supply, if I concluded now correctly, is reduced when people have bronchitis or another infection of the lungs? Do any other types of diseases which have to do with blood circulation and oxygen supply a worsening during the state in which the person has an infection, and not just that the infection is a problem for the body or whatever, just that the amount of oxygen produced and the oxygen carbon dioxide exchange in the areas of the lung is reduced? Has this any direct consequences? Do people have any types of symptoms like getting earlier blue toes or whatever, less blood supply to the feet and hand, even if they have now a second disease? I just think that's very interesting that the amount of lung tissue available for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide during breathing is reduced if people have something like lung or bronchitis. So, no, also the question, the mechanical reason, why is it reduced? In what form are they disabled? Or, yes, in what form are they disabled to do their job of oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange? Anoxia may also be caused by an asthmatic attack where the airways are constricted, or by weakness or disease of muscles that are used in breathing. Okay, anoxia, that is when the lungs is playing a part in this. Anoxia is the general thing. By an asthmatic attack where the airways are constricted, or by weakness or disease of the muscles that are used in breathing. More rarely, the condition may be a result of a reduced oxygen content of the air that is breathed as at high altitudes. Okay. Anoxia can also come if there's just not enough air in. So it's a completely mechanical thing. If there's not enough oxygen in the air, as people have in mind when they climb on high mountains. Okay. Anoxia, that is insufficient oxygen supply, anoxia, insufficient oxygen supply to the whole body. And it can be stagnant, that means it is the result of general or localized slowing of circulating blood. I don't really get the part. And it can be anoxic anoxia when it's because of a lung. It can be because of a bronchitis, or if people are climbing high on a mountain, or if they're having an asthmatic attack or another or in a weakness at the muscles which are involved in the breathing. And the main thing we want to take from that is the amount of lung tissue available for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide during breathing is reduced. Now, what was the medical part? If you medicine, when you're going directly to the next part, we will do now backstretching. If you participate in the backstretching, then it's better to be honest. Legs begun to travel wide apart, we're bringing the finger upside. And breathe out, we're going over to one side. Breathing in open rib cage. And breathe out back into the middle. Breathe again in. And breathe out over to the other side. Again in, open the rib cage. Breathe out back into the middle and the arms down. Next exercise, now one sees the acrobatia, breathe in. And out with one hand slides down the leg, and the other shoulder stays down. Breathe again in. And out and retain one arm over. Breathe in and open rib cage. And breathe out back into the middle. Breathe again in. And out one hand slides down the leg, the other arm stays down. Breathe again in. And out we're taking one arm over. Breathe in and open rib cage. And out back into the middle. Now the feet stand together. The aeronautic aerobatic aeroplane, breathe in with the arms up. And breathe out one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And breathe out. Again in. And out one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And breathe out one hand up. And another time breathe in. And out one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And breathe out one hand up. Again in. And out one hand down. Breathe in and reach. Out one hand up and the hands down. And now we're doing crabble warning. Breathe in with the arms up. And breathe out, bring the hands down, draw the shoulder blades together and open chest to the sky. Breathe in with the arms up. And breathe out again, the crabble in the morning. Breathe in. Over cross the arms, that's why the fingers to reach high. And breathe out, reach in front, hold over back, the tray. Again in the arms up. Breathe out, open the arms wide, the sky hugger, lean back. Breathe again in. Over cross the arms, that's why the fingers to reach high. And breathe out, reach in front, hold over back. Breathe again in the arms up. And out, lean again back, the sky hugger, open the chest to the sky. Again in. Out the arms down, and now we eagle's wings, the feet are standing together, we're breathing in with the arms up. And bring all the arms down. And the arms up. And bring all the arms down. And we're ending with the cactus connecting its stings. And lift the arms up. Bring my hands to touch and lower them down to heart center. That was the backstretching. I thank you very much and until next time.